Thank you, Chair. Yeah, so the first thing to say is welcome to Adam. We're going to watch your video shortly, and apologies because we've spelt your name slightly wrong. Your surname, Adam, on the minutes. So this is Adam Bairstow. Adam's story again is fantastic. So thank you for sharing it with us. And the comms team have done a great job in helping record the video, so it's really good. I'll hand over to Joe to play the video. There's a few things I'll pick up after the video is played, and I'm sure Adam will have some things he might want to ask as well. But thanks. Over to Joe.
Okay. We'll pack. There we go. Can we hear that
No
sound?
No sound. No, can't hear it.
My journey started.
That's better.
And before that, in all honesty.
Can we hear it now?
My parents separated.
Yes,
Sorry.
can hear it, Joe.
Oh, we can. Okay, right.
When I was 16, and it had quite a drastic effect on my life. I know it's not an unusual thing to happen for people to separate, but it was like people came crashing in around me. And the first time I felt sadness in my life, that sort of sadness, got to 2001, and it was like everything that pushed down in my subconscious had started to resurface again. And I started to feel anxious and depressed, and I was having panic attacks, and I admitted I got a problem to myself. I called the Samaritans actually first, and they told me there's no problem. They told me just go and see the GP, which I did. And he prescribed me some antidepressants, which helped me. I met a girl and we started dating. And it brought happiness back into my life. I thought, oh, everything's going well. I'll come off the medication, which I did. But the relationship did end. And I took it. She finished the relationship, and I took it to heart. It was a real tough time. I just didn't want any sadness again, like I felt before. And I just thought, I need some help. I went back to the doctor, but this time, instead of him prescribing me with medication, he signposted me to the Healthy Minds in Hanley, which is now called the North Staffordshire Consent Wellbeing Service. The lady there was a lovely lady. She made me feel really at ease, reassured me, everything was okay. I might not have been completely truthful in some of the things I'd said to her. She didn't realise at the time that I might have been suffering from psychosis, and if she had probably told me that I was suffering from that, I probably wouldn't have been able to sort of handle it anyway. I probably thought, I haven't got a serious mental health condition like that. I might not have been ready, but I think I was definitely suffering from psychosis then. I had been for years. And it's always made me think that maybe if she'd have picked it up then, things might have changed, but been different before me. But again, it is what it is. She thought to start Changes Health and Wellbeing at Stoke. I haven't heard of it. Didn't even know such a place existed. I did pick up some useful ideas about how to deal with my mental health. I learned some of the core concepts. The doctor this time, he'd asked me again, he went through all the questions. I was thinking what I was feeling and stuff like this. And he prescribed me with an antidepressant as well because my mood was low. It was Prozacs. And for the next sort of 4 or 5 days of taking these Prozacs, I was acting, it just changed my mood completely. I was very manic, overreactive. I wasn't sleeping. I was just bouncing around me flat all the time. We went to the Harpens with my dad in the car. We were running a little bit late that day. And I can remember there was traffic on the road. I started getting very, very frustrated in the car. And one of the things I used to do to relieve a bit of tension was I used to sort of put my fingers down my throat and spew up the things, which I was hanging out the car doing this as he was driving along, and he pulled over, and I just said to him, I can't do this today. I started walking back home. My dad carried on to the heart. Must have told the people there, the staff there, what had happened. And next minute, my phone went, and it was a lady from the Heartland, and she said, "Where are you?" I said, I'm outside some shops. She says, "Wait there, we'll be with you in 2 minutes." And she was true to her word. Within a couple of minutes, the car turned up, the lady and the man, and he told me to sit in the back, and he basically drove me back to the Heartlands, and this was the first time I thought, I've got a real chance here now. I've got people that care for me and care enough to come and pick me up off the streets. And I thought, I've got, I can't mess this up. I'm going to have to start really thinking about my mental health now and my behaviour and things. I'll never forget that. We got to the Heartlands, we weren't in the waiting room long. The usher summoned us in to see the psychiatrist. She was a lovely lady, and she diagnosed me as being bipolar, which again it was a hard pill to swallow, to be honest with you, because I knew I'd got a serious mental condition. I'd heard about bipolar. I knew it wasn't anything to be taken lightly. They advised me to have to be advised from the home treatment team. One of the negatives I would take from what happened with the home treatment team is that I was having all different people come round then. I'd have a man and a woman come round, then a couple of women would come round, all different people all the time. And there was sort of an incontinuity with it, like there was no sort of consistency. I was having to repeat myself all the time and retell my story to each bit instead of picking up where we left off. I would get some consistency in my life because I would meet my care coordinator, and she would be in my life for the next couple of years. I would be able to trust it and open up to it about anything that was on my mind. Then she introduced me to the early intervention team, the early intervention psychosis team. She introduced me to an SDR worker, the support time recovery worker, and the ever so caring, and we show compassion as well. I went down to Growthpoint, which is another service in the area. It's a horticultural centre just off Leek Road, where not many people know where it is. Again, it's for people that are suffering with mental health conditions. It allows people that are practical, like I was with my last job. It allows you to work together to complete tasks. It was one of my goals to get back to work. Every time I thought about work, I felt guilty that I wasn't at work. But Growthpoint was that, give you that confidence that, look, I have got this mental health condition, but I can work with people, that we can complete tasks together. And it just reassured you that one day I can get back to work. The care coordinator knew the problems I wanted to get back to work, and she introduced me to the step-on team, which I hadn't heard about up until that point. I wasn't ready for the employment specialist at that point. But what she did do was she said that she offered me the help of a peer support worker. Again, I wasn't sure. Those initial steps to get your work ready, and they like the hope and inspiration of the trust really, because the people that have got lived experience of mental health themselves, and they can empathise with you, and that's what people like myself wanted. It was somebody that I could talk to that had similar problems with myself, but had now recovered and was now back at work. He knew that I'd been going to Changes, and he thought that maybe we could find some voluntary work at Changes. So I started to do the peer support groups, and I haven't looked back since. I completed the qualification, and now I am supporting people with voluntary work at Changes. And it's been a very positive experience for me working with the early intervention team and Step On. It's helped me to sort of change my life around, and to realise that from a negative I've turned it into a positive. I have got that lived experience now. It's a valuable commodity actually, and it's very useful when helping people. It got me thinking that maybe I've got something here that I can give something back to the service that has helped me. Well, that's what I was doing at Changes, and then the care coordinator told me that there might be jobs coming up at the trust for peer support workers, and it was just like an epiphany sort of moment, really. I just thought, yeah, it just felt so right. I hope to be able to inspire somebody now to get back to work, because I realise how it is such it is a real goal for many people. I think that my parents should have been had the option of being a part of the process. I think they should have been given regular feedback, basically, of my progress, or if I wasn't making progress. I mean, recovery started basically when I got the diagnosis from the Heartlands, and I got given a care coordinator and an SDR worker. That was what made the difference. It was people that I'd formed a close relationship with, that I would be able to trust. The social inclusion that happened with the early intervention team got me through them dark times. Also, the step-on service. I just think it's a brilliant service. I'm now working alongside the employment specialist. We've been applying for jobs of late, and she's helped me no end with interview preparation and application forms. And yeah, I'm very optimistic about the future. I would just like to thank my care coordinator, Sarah. I would like to thank my SDR worker, Steve. And I'd like to thank another care coordinator, Pam. I'd like to thank my employment specialist, Maria, and my peer support worker, Chris, for all the help they've given me. And it's been very positive throughout. One of the things I will say about what's helped me with an all staff combined trust and all the different services I've talked about is that you're surrounding yourself with people that are aware of these different mental health problems and the symptoms. Sometimes your friends don't want to listen to your problems with mental health. They've got other things going on in their life. They might not have mental health problems themselves. But these healthcare professionals are serious about what they do, and they're just there to help you. They're just wonderful. I would like to ask the board if there's any follow-up service to somebody like me that has been discharged from the services. Is there something in place to see how I'm getting on in my life? I know Stefan will give me in work support. I'm just wondering if there's any other service available to see how I'm getting on in my personal life. I'd also like to ask them if they thought that an adequate amount of care was given through lockdown, particularly with new people coming to the services.
Right, there we have it.
Brilliant, thank you. Kenny, there are one or two points you wanted to kick off by making.
Yes, thank you. So first thing, again, just to say thank you to Adam. Incredible story. Thanks for sharing it. And I see we've got quite a few of the team on the call as well, which is fantastic. So they may want to say something or have questions asked. But a couple of reflections for me. I think Adam's story, illustrates the fact that recovery is not a linear process. Often it's something that can involve a number of different services, and actually it's really important, I think, that whatever we provide as an organisation, people can have different options in terms of what supports them. There's the really important aspects of clinical care. And I think that Adam talked about how helpful a diagnosis was and how actually having treatment is important, but also the other side of things, which is the social side of how we support people's recovery, how people engage with their communities. And I think in reference to early intervention, and Step On talked about the importance of employment and social recovery and how people take incredible support from that side of things as well. So not a linear process, and I think we really need to listen to that in terms of how we build our services. There's a couple of questions that Adam poses, which I thought I would just offer a reflection on as well. The first one is about when people are being discharged or getting ready for discharge from our services, how we support people. It's a really important aspect, and the board and Adam, for your information, we're doing a lot of stuff in the trust about looking towards establishing a wellbeing college, which is something where people that have had mental health problems, whether they're current patients or whether the people that are in the process of being discharged, or whether the members of staff can come together and learn collectively about mental well-being and that lived experience side of things, because staff of course have their own experience of mental health problems the same as anyone else does, and we're really wanting to establish that to be a shared learning space for everyone to be able to access and learn in a really collaborative and co-produced way, so that actually service users and staff are designing courses and delivering them together. So that's something we're really keen to do this year, and we've got the funding to be able to do it, fortunately. And then the second one was about supporting people during the pandemic, and I'm pleased to say that all of our services kept seeing people, and actually have seen more people in the last year than in the previous year. And we're particularly proud about the role that the Crisis Care Centre at the Hartlands Hospital had during the pandemic, because what we did fortuitously just before the pandemic hit was make sure that was really well resourced, was open 24/7, and for people in crisis was there, but also all our other services never stopped seeing people, and did incredibly well in the face of the pandemic to provide that level of support. So I thought I'd answer both of those questions as well, or at least start the conversation, and I'm sure Adam might have something else to ask as we go through. So thanks, Chair.
Thanks very much. Sorry, I've got to apologise. There's some work going on outside the house, but try and ignore that. Yeah, discharge is probably the scariest word we've got in our vocabulary, isn't it? And we need to recognise that. Can I move over to Joan? Yeah.
Thank you, David. And I've got workmen outside the house as well. It's very noisy, so apologies. Adam, I can't see. Oh, yes, I can. I can see you. Thank you ever so much for coming along. And I really don't think I can't convey to you how important it is, to have your story presented here for the board, particularly at a time when we're looking to make changes which really, if you like, respond to the questions that you're asking in the presentation that you made. So, it's equally as beneficial for us as a trust board as hopefully it is for you as well. So thank you. I've got really a question and a comment. I was particularly interested in what you said about Growthpoint and about the part that played in terms of providing a kind of anchor for you in a way at a time, when you were progressing in one way or another. And I'd be interested in hearing your comments to that. And I've actually got a comment to make on the back of that. But perhaps, I don't know, you perhaps just like to respond on Growthpoint first of all.
What my experiences of it?
Yes.
Yeah. I was introduced to. I didn't know it was there, like many people. When I got introduced to my SCR worker, they took me down there, and I think I went down and had a quick look. We had a quick look around the different sort of things that there was available to people like myself there. I don't think we put a referral in straight away. I might have been a little bit too unwell at the time, but as the months went by, it became I wanted to sort of give it a go. and I went down there. First day was a little bit sort of daunting. It's like any first day, I suppose. No one likes being the new person. Well, I say that, but you know what? You just you've got them nerves. Because you don't protect, you're not familiar with people yet and things. And the first few weeks were really difficult. I went down there Monday mornings. There was another new guy that started the same day as me. We've become very good. We've become good friends. There's some brilliant. There's some great people down there. They've all got lived experience. Even the STR workers and things. And the service they provide, it is brilliant. It means that you don't have to be alone facing your problems at home. That you can go down and meet new people. Sometimes I was there and I was struggling. There was a couple of times when I actually just got up. We were in the canteen one day. This was before lockdown, because after lockdown we aren't allowed to go into the sort of recce anymore. It's used as an office really now. You'd go in there and have a hot drink and things. And there was a couple of times when I just got up out, you know, and I didn't even tell anyone. I just thought I can't do it today. I haven't got enough in the tank, so to speak. But walking away, one of the guys who worked there, he came up to me. Is everything all right? What's, you know, where are you going home? And I just told him like I wasn't feeling very well. I just needed just to be on my own. He's like, don't worry about it. We've all been there. I've been there myself. Give us a call, and it was just so lovely. I got home and I thought, you know what? You've got people in my life that care for me. You know, it's a lot of people wouldn't understand it. Your neighbours and things, they just see it as a weakness, I suppose, wouldn't they? Or you were some sort of stranger, you know, like. But I got home and then I thought, you know, I'd like to give it another try, and I went back, and it got easier. I got to know people, and my mental health did start to improve, and I was able to sort of stay there longer. I think I just clammed up really. It's when sort of you don't know what to say, or you feel a bit awkward, you feel a bit out of place. That's when the anxiety starts, I think. It's that's when you clam up, I think, when your dialogue goes, don't it? You know, it's important. It's important to keep talking sometimes, isn't it? And just
keep on going.
Yeah. Absolutely.
David, can I just say the point I just wanted to make on that was I think it refers back to previous discussions that we've had about Growthpoint and about NIVDA, and what Kenny was saying about developing all the different attributes that we've got in our community to provide that support system. So I just want to say to Adam really that I think the whole board is really focused on how we do that, and thank you again for helping bring all that to life for us and make sure that it carries on meaning, and for you and for us as well. So thank you, Adam.
It's not a part of the combined anymore, I believe. Is it run by the council now?
Yeah.
That's right. But we're looking at things, we call it place-based, where all the different agencies come together to have a more sort of collaborative approach to care, support, treatment. And in that context, then places like Growthpoint, I think have a significant role, and you, like many others, have really benefited from that. So that's important. Is there anybody else who wants to say something at this point? I had one point which I just wanted to mention, and then I'll go over to you, Peter. Earlier in what you were saying, Adam, you mentioned your parents and that it would have been helpful if your parents had been part of the, brought into play, as it were, involved in the process more than perhaps they were. And from my perspective, I think that's absolutely right, because we worry about not having enough resource to deal with care, treatment, support. And one resource which we mustn't overlook are parents and carers. And I know that we try to do that as much as we can, but yours is a timely reminder that that's something we mustn't lose sight of, and we must bring carers into play and network them with each other, so that if they're going through experiences, they can share those experiences with other people. Yeah. Peter, can I go over to you?
Yes, thanks. Hi, Adam. I'm Peter Axon, Chief Exec, and huge thank you for coming here today, of course, but also taking the time to tell your story to us. I think the communications team said that you're on the couch for an hour or something like that anyway. So to condense it down to sort of 10, 11 minutes, we hope we've done it justice, put it that way.
Yeah.
So huge thank you, the bit that shone out for me, well, there was lots, but the one that specifically shone, that I hear time and time again in terms of being important, is that continuity of care point. So the fact that once you had your care coordinator and the STR worker, that continuity piece then fell into place is great. But it's a timely reminder, I suppose, for us that aside from having that formal relationship with care coordinators or STR workers, more generally, continuity of care, continuity of the seeing the same face is really important. Hard to achieve sometimes, because like all industries and all organizations, staff move on, don't they? So you have a natural turnover of staff and new staff arrive, but wherever possible, it's really important that we do maintain that continuity of care. So thank you for that as a reminder, I suppose. Another reminder, because as I say, it's come up on a number of occasions before as a really important point. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Peter. Things did improve. I got to meet my care coordinator and my STR worker. That's when things really started to improve with me. And I was introduced to the early intervention team.
Yeah.
It helped me no end. Just getting regular people in my life, even other service users, meeting other people, and doing the groups and things. It's when my recovery really started.
Yeah, good.
And the final word from me on this, thanks for the rest of the team that have been working with you for being here as well. I think that helps on these occasions. Really good. I'm afraid we need to move on now, if that's okay. Thank you one final time, Adam. That's brilliant.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Everybody. Listening, you all. Bye now. Bye.